Today we got something different. We got a Thule Verse 2-bike bike rack. It's a platform type bike that supports 2 bikes up to 60 pounds each. So it's good for your e-bikes, and with tires up to 5-inch in width and up to 29-inch in diameter. So it's good for fat bikes as well as e-bikes. It is designed to be carried by a vehicle that goes off pavement, down dirt road, down some trails. And I've got one of those. This is my Lexus GX, and I got a 2-inch receiver on it. And so let's see what's what. I read the instructions online earlier and said I don't need any specific tools, but that was a little bit of a lie because I need a utility knife to cut these straps. Anyway, unboxing it. Here we go. Excuse me. You get all this. No, I have no idea what's what, but there's instructions in here somewhere, and I am competent enough to assemble it, I think. So let me get started. To show you what's what, I took everything out of the box. This is the piece that will go in a hitch, and obviously everything will mount over to here. This is the part that will hold the bikes, and it's now in its extended position. These are the ends that will bolt onto here, that hold your bikes up vertically. These are the wheel mounts that the wheels are going to be placed in. This is actually a tool that will help me assemble it. And these are the other rails of this side. So one is going to go on one side of the other rack, the other one is going to go on the other side. So this is one half of the platform, this is the other half of the platform. This is associated hardware and instructions, or otherwise known as manufacturer's suggestions on how to put it together. And they provided a cable lock as well as a lock for the lock itself, that it stays attached to your vehicle. I'm hoping this will fit this hitch. There is something in the instructions about this hole being some distance away from the end of the hitch. I don't know what to expect. But the assembly starts actually with putting this on the hitch. That's why I closed the doors. And then assembling it while it's in, not the hitch, but the receiver, if that makes sense. So let me get started. So I put this on the side here for a second to show you something, because this is a very interesting setup. I haven't seen anything like this before. This you pop open. I unlocked it sooner. Son of a gun. Yep. You pop it open like this. It goes like that. I missed it on camera. And pop it open like that. Flip it down. It's a lock over here, but then you tighten it or untighten it, and it's a screw mechanism that adjusts this. Once this part is inside the hitch receiver, this tightens it and firms it in place. Let me zoom out. Come on, baby. You tighten this, and then this piece locks it into the hitch over there. And then you flip this lever back open. Doesn't want to work with me always. And then you lock it into here, and then your bike rack is locked to your car. That is pretty clever. Now normally, on most hitches, you would put a bolt through here that will go later through here when you slide it through. But this one doesn't have this, so let me slide this on through. Come on, baby. Okay, it's aligned now. Then all you do is this, which in a way helps you align it, and B, I guess it does offer some safety to keep it from falling out, but the majority of it is going to be held by cranking this open and tightening it to the hitch. Interesting, clever. Let's see if it works. So I put the rack into the receiver in the proper spot, aligned it with this, and now I turned this as much as I could. They said put some muscles in it in the instruction. They actually had a little picture of a muscle guy in it. So I got it. I don't think I can get it to go another turn. So that's as far as it'll go. Then you close it up, pop it into here, lock it, and your bike rack won't move. Now, surprisingly or not, this is in here pretty well. Like, I am yanking on it and the whole car is moving, but the rack and the receiver isn't moving, which is great because I had a rack that I would put in here, and there would be some play, and the rack kept swaying left and right, and it drove me nuts. I had to put a little shimmy in there, but this one doesn't require it. It's great. So I lied earlier. These are not tools, these are side covers. These are the tools. I have one here. How did the other one go? Anyway, I have one over here, and this is a tool that allows me to hold this in place so that I can align my bolt and put it through here, which I think is really cool. Keep in mind, Thule is from the same country that gave us IKEA furniture, and these people know how to do bolt instructions, which are pretty good. This is the muscle that I mentioned earlier, and easy assembly things. This is pretty clever. It basically holds this whole thing in place while I go put my bolt through. So I'm going to take my bolt. This is all the hardware, by the way. 4 bolts with threaded, which become a threaded insert. Square on the bottom of the head, prevent it from spinning. 2 screws on 4 bolts on the other side, and an Allen wrench to tighten it together, like in an IKEA. So this goes through here, through the square, and I can do it holding the camera, but it's obviously going to come out through here, and then I'm going to put this bolt through what this has become a nut. And this is super clever because it holds all this in place. I like it. So now I have the other side of the platform over here on this side attached the same way. Each one of these tools is holding each one of the platforms. I got my bolt in on this side. It's not tightened yet. And now from this side I can insert this other bolt. And this is great because the tool allows me to not have to hold it. I can even just do it with my own hand, one hand, and record it with the other hand, which is clever. It's like they designed it for me. So now I'm going to take these 2 inserts, put one on this side, put one on the other side, and then tighten it using this Allen wrench. Okay, so I've got my bolt through here, which becomes an insert for this bolt on this side. I have my bolt through here, got my insert on that side, and now I'm going to use this Allen wrench. The camera zooms in on it. It's an Allen wrench, beautiful, to tighten it. And you kind of have to do it old school manually because you couldn't really get an electric screwdriver or a drill over to here because of the closeness to this. And it says it requires 8.4 pound-feet of torque, which I can definitely generate using this. I think, maybe. I don't really have a torque wrench to measure it, so I'm just gonna have to eyeball it. Okay, these people are smart. This is the Allen wrench. You see the end of it? It's got like a weird tip on it, and it's clever because when you put it in here, it allows you to tighten it while swiveling it because there is very little clearance here. Wicked smart. And now I can tighten it with this side and just repeat it on the other side. No, don't worry, I didn't strip it. It just looked that way. And I'm gonna repeat it on this side too. But that's a clever, it's a clever wrench. For the second bike mount, it's basically a repetition of what we did over here for the first one, except this bike holder is now on the passenger side of the vehicle while this one's on the driver's side. So make sure you get your left and right straight. Again, I'm using one of my tools now to hold up this side while I put the bolt through here, and then I'm going to attach the other platform on this side using my other tool, which is over there. And I just want to say they make it relatively idiot proof so that for some reason you physically can't put this upside down. It only fits one way because of the way these bolts and these holes are lined up. Pretty clever. So far, I'm impressed. All right, I'm done with my tools. I'm done with my Allen wrench. This is now very secure over here. Both of these. I'm jiggling it. Seems very secure. Now I got to put this cover onto here. And now you ask, how do you put this cover onto here? Well, it splits open. So I'm gonna pop that on right now. I'm gonna try to do it one-handed. Haven't tried this before yet, but should pop up. Make sure you use the left. Yeah, this is the left one. There's a null over here. Putting it on the left-hand side. And I'm gonna pop it on. This is not easy while holding a recording device. Bam. That went on neatly. And now I'm just gonna clip this part on the bottom of it. Again, I'm doing this one-handed. I haven't tried this before, so I don't know what to expect, but look at this. Look at this. I love this. This just snapped right on. This is nice. Why is it going all the way in here? Now, there we go. I'll fix that later when I'm not holding my hand, but it fits neatly over here. I'm gonna press that in. Come on. I'm gonna try repressing that in when I have two hands available to me, and I'm gonna put this one in. Next are these things. Clearly a wheel holder, and these are going to go, let me zoom out, on this bar, but it's going to be opposite of this holder. So it's got a strap on it to keep your wheel in, and you just slide these bad boys on. Let me see if I can do it one-handed. Great success. It's got little rails over here that it slides on, and it seems to glide on pretty quickly. I got this one already on, and for my next trick, I'm going to flip this over. Just squeeze this over like that. Move this one guy over. Move this guy over, and we're going to put these bigger ones on this side. Now these guys slip on the end over here like this, but they're a little bit different. You slide them so that the bucket is sort of inside. You put them on this rail over here, and it fits just like these guys did, almost, until it gets over to here. You hear that click? On this side, you got a little pull thingy that lets you adjust them, but it locks them in place on this railing, which is the same that this thing is mounted to, and allows you for adjustment, but they're pretty steady. I got this one on, I got this one on, and I got these guys on. That was simple. These end caps over here, they just clip onto here, like so. Their main purpose in life is to prevent this thing from falling over and to give it a finishing look. Same deal over here. So to pop them on, just align them like so, and that's it. They have a little clip thingy over here. Is it in all the way? I guess it is, because I can't pull it off. Again, I'm doing this one-handed. That was much more smoother here because I was using both of my hands, but in order to provide this video to you, I had to do it one-handedly. Once I turn this off, I'm going to recheck it. I'm going to put that one on. All right, I got my end clips on, and this is done. This is it. This is how this rack is going to look like finished. Operation-wise, I'm now going to fold this thingy over here like so. I'm going to fold this guy. Get a little trigger over here. Fold on down like this. And I got this handle over here. This allows me to do two things. I can squeeze it, and I can lower the thing so that you can get the hatch open, which is convenient for me. I don't have a hatch, I have a door, but the door still clears it. I mean, it's close, but it clears it, so I can swing this open, obviously without bikes on it. But when I do have bikes, well, this particular car, I'm not going to be able to open it because I don't have a hatch that opens up. I have a door. Ironically, my other car, a Ford Bronco, also has a door. But at some point, I will find an SUV that has a hatch. I actually just had one. I had the new 4Runner, which had it, but I'll find another one. Anyway, I can squeeze this up again here. This is the bike loading position, and this is the storage position, which you use when you don't have any bikes on. Ground clearance. Now this car is lifted about 3 inches. I got big old 34-inch tires on it. So my hitch, it's not an OEM hitch, or at least I don't even know if it is. Doesn't matter, but it's just below the bumper line. I think the OEM one would be a little bit higher. It doesn't matter, but there's a lot of space over here. I'm gonna say this is about 2 feet between this part over here and the ground. So that is a lot of clearance. And I think that's the main purpose of this rack. In the next video, I'm gonna show you how to put my bikes on it. I'm going to put 2 bikes on it as it's required, and I'm gonna go for a test drive. Goodbye for now.